Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go over quickly how to drive and operate the Case DX45. This will also correspond to the 35 horsepower and I believe the 30 horsepower tractors. They are all fairly similar, just different horsepower and almost identical footprints. This unit has the preferred quick attach system worldwide. Anybody that disagrees, you can comment below, but this is the standard in the industry. You do not want the John Deere global attachment system. Not as good as this. You simply push these levers down, and now our bucket is attached. This will also correspond to your pallet forks and most other attachments that you buy. We're going to go ahead, hop on the tractor, and then I will quickly go over all the controls and we'll fire it up. This tractor is very intuitive. It is a hydrostatic. What that means is it has a hydraulically driven transmission. You simply push on this pedal and then you will move backwards. You push on this pedal and you will drive forwards. This unit has two ranges, first range and second, and of course neutral. This would be the lowest of the low ranges. This is for your heavy dirt work. And there is a secondary lever that aids you. You have two speeds in each range. You have first gear, high-low, and you have second gear, high-low. The second gear high would be like your road gear. The high-low is controlled right here on the pilot control for the loader bucket. If you have this option, pushing the top button would be the high mode. Pushing the low button, the lower button, would be the low mode. You can also see there is a tortoise and a hare on there. So up would be fast, down would be slow. If you do not have the loader, it also corresponds to this switch right here. You can see this is a momentary high-low toggle. Very simple, easy to use. This right here is your cruise control. This is your PTO, or power takeoff. Pretty self-explanatory. The unit will not start if it is engaged. This is your four-wheel drive right here. You can engage it. It's just that simple. However, there is a trick to getting this out of four-wheel drive. I will show you in a moment. We're going to go ahead and fire the unit up. You will note that we have the unit in neutral right here. Now we simply go over here, hit our key. You will see the dash illuminate. Our glow plugs just went out. They're on the left side of the screen there. Now we're ready to just fire up by turning the key. This is your throttle. Something else to note, everything is color coordinated on New Holland equipment for movement. You have an orange pedal, you have an orange throttle, you have an orange loader toggle, and you have an orange range. That's just something simple to note about the New Holland equipment. We have the unit running, of course. We're going to go ahead and select our low range, and then we are going to make sure that we are in the slow speed, and you will see how slow we go even maxed out. That is all the way to the floor. We are just creeping. Now if I hit this toggle right here or right here for the loader control, we will speed up. Now we're going, I would say, double the speed. We'll go back to slow. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and go back to the range selector. Go to the high range or gear 2. We are still in the low range of gear 2. We're going to drive forward. I'll hit the toggle now right up here. And you really pick up speed now. You're trucking. This is road gear. Before we move on to the loader controls, I said there was a trick to getting this out of four-wheel drive. Half of the time, you'll be able to pull the unit right out, just like this. But once the tractor gets warmed up, all the fluids are flowing freely. Sometimes you will get creep in your pedals like this. It'll try to creep you forward. That's nothing to be worried about. It's just a simple adjustment. And your four-wheel drive will get stuck in. Of course, it's not going to want to do that for the video. I just fired the tractor up. It's still cool. So what you have to do with this is you can either creep forward, pull back on the lever while you let off. Now I'm locked in. This is perfect. This is a perfect demonstration. So now I can't get my four-wheel drive to come out. Everybody pulls and really works this lever over. What you have to do is push the reverse, and then as I'm pulling back hard on this, I will let off the reverse pedal very quickly. Didn't do it. There it goes. Had to rock the forward and reverse of the tractor, and that'll help you pop your four-wheel drive out without taking it to the repair shop. That staying locked in is just sometimes breaks of the game with running a hydrostatic transmission. You will also note the unit will not start if you're in gear. Nothing happening. We simply go to neutral. This is something my nephews took them a little bit to learn. Go to neutral, fires right up. Now we're gonna simply go over the loader controls. It's very, very simple. You pull back on the lever, the bucket comes up, just like so. This is almost standard with every piece of equipment with a right-hand hydraulic control for the loader. Push forward, bucket goes down. We're gonna go ahead and raise it back up so you can see the tilt function. We're gonna curl this direction and the bucket is going to dump. Again, this is standard across several machines. We're gonna curl the stick this way and the bucket will curl backwards. Very, very simple. My skid steer has the same setup. Very, very simple. Note the bucket level indicator. It is golden on this tractor. It is the rod moving back and forth. I wanted to do a couple words of warning. This is not the factory original bucket, and you can see with it raised up high, you can actually dump your load back toward the tractor. This is very dangerous if you had, say, firewood. Not only is it going to damage your hood and other things, but it might roll back and kill you. This is something serious to be worried about. The other thing is you need to read your manual, and a lot of it's common sense. I know a lot of guys have been running tractors since they were knee-high to a grasshopper, but there's a lot of people buying these heavier duty tractors, going out, clearing land, building their cabins, having fun, and you really want to keep your load low. What I mean by that is if you have your bucket way up in the air like that, you're changing the center of gravity, and there have been dozens and dozens of people killed just in my local area due to tractor rollovers. This unit nicely has the rope system, rollover protection, or ROPS. I added this canopy. This isn't something you can buy, but just stay safe out there, guys. That's always, always my goal. Pass the information along and stay safe. Another quick word of warning. I'm not sure how Case IH and New Holland is getting away with this, but there is no loader lock, to my knowledge, on this. So what that means is, if I were to cut this hydraulic line, this bucket would come down so fast, it would go down faster than that probably, and you will be crushed beneath it. So that is something to be very concerned about. You can't hardly work on or service the tractor without the bucket in the air. I highly, highly recommend getting a heavy-duty 6x6 and gently lowering the bucket down on it. Then it has to kick out a 6x6, or the tractor has to roll away before the bucket can come down and get you. Your more industrial equipment will have what they call a cylinder lockout bar or something to that effect. And what that does is it just puts a heavy-duty piece of iron between this and the other end of the ram, and then the loader would be safely up in the air. Again, I'm not sure how they get away with that. I do know this is a quick attach loader, but nobody ever takes them off because it's still not handy enough. This will be my final word of warning, and then I'll get off my soapbox. If your unit comes with a seat belt and you're inexperienced, please wear it. You don't want to get killed out on these things. They're a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to go out and clear land. Even the 30 horsepower machines, they pack a ton of power, especially when you get into the low range. And also, don't get rid of your operator presence switch. What that means is you have to be sitting in the seat for the tractor to run. And then if you hop off the seat or you're thrown off the seat, swatted off the seat, you name it, if you have the PTO on, the tractor will die. If the tractor is in gear, the tractor will die. It just keeps things safe. When you get more experienced, you know, 5 or 10 years down the road, if you want to get rid of it, that's perfectly okay in my book. I grew up on tractors with 0 safety features, so I do get it. Moving on, we are now looking at the rear of the tractor. This is your 3-point system. This is pretty self-explanatory, but again, everybody's learning. This unit has dual rear remotes. What I mean by that is it has 1, 2, 3, 4 different hydraulic couplers. What that means is you can run 2 separate cylinders. This is nice for, say, a smaller batwing mower or a machine that runs 2 cylinders. This will be your top link or center link. We have the other 3-point arm here. And here is your PTO shaft. And this is your drawbar. It's just kind of the anatomy of the tractor. I know guys that have ran these forever are kind of rolling their eyes, but everybody's here to learn. Back on the tractor now, we have both of your rear remotes. This is cylinder 1, this is cylinder 2. And then here we have your 3-point. It's color coordinated again. This is black, that is black. You push this forward and your 3-point will go down. This would be like lowering your bush hog mower. There you see it fall down. These are kind of a bear to hook up. That's a whole nother video in and of itself. This unit that Charles bought years ago had set out, unfortunately. This is your turn signals. Then you have your hazard lights right there. You can see the dash illuminates. They correspond right back to the left and the right of the tractor. And then we have the running lights. We just fixed it quick with the label maker. Another quick thing I wanted to go over, this does change from machine to machine, so bear that in mind. This is a little bit older of a 45DX. This is your park brake right here. You pull that up and push forward on that. I'm just gonna go ahead, disengage it because I rarely use it. Another quick note about these hydrostatic tractors, they are extremely desirable. Everybody wants them. They later on came out with the CVT, constant variable torque transmission, and those were no good. You always had to have the engine at really high RPM to get the forward and reverse action like these. They weren't very desirable. You see a lot of them popping up for sale. You really want the true hydrostatic tractor. With all of that being said, if you have any questions, just comment below. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.